This is The Point, news from noise, daily market call presented by Kattan Ferretti Financial. I'm your CEO, Brad Roth, and I look forward to having a daily discussion with you over the topics that we present in this note every single morning. So without further ado, The Point.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to The Point for Wednesday, July 19th. This is Cameron with you again as Bradley has some more client meetings, so we're just going to hit it straight off into the news. U.S. futures are heading towards a mixed opening, parallel to yesterday's closing, which saw the Dow lose 0.25%, while the Nasdaq gained almost 0.5%. The dollar finds itself slightly higher after its recent pullback, along with a 0.4% gain in oil, bringing it to $46.59 per barrel, while iron ore continues its huge push up another 2.6%. Housing starts and building permits lead a relatively quiet day in economic releases, along with earnings reports from Morgan Stanley, American Express, and Qualcomm. The Trump administration continues its fight to replace Obamacare, as they are yet to confirm to pay the monthly subsidy to insurers, which helps low-income people access health care. Some insurers have pulled out of the plan, while others have raised rates. Chipotle, after their illness scare 2 years ago, is again under heavy watch as a handful of customers claim to have gotten sick in Virginia. The location is temporarily closed, and their stock fell nearly 8%, erasing its yearly gain. The stock's Europe 600 index rebounded 0.3% after yesterday's drop, while the euro sees a small loss combined with an unchanged British pound. Investors will be focusing on the European Central Bank, looking for clues of a tightening monetary policy as they make their rate decision on Thursday. Mercedes-Benz, after a massive recall over diesel emissions, is rolling out its first-ever pickup truck. It will be offered in Germany and Argentina and notes leather seats, oak trim, and superior handling as they attempt to tap an upscale hauler market. Asian markets saw some solid gains as the Shanghai Composite jumped 1.4%, while others saw modest upswings as Australia's S&P ASX 200 rose 0.8% as bank shares climbed. Investors will also be watching the Bank of Japan on Thursday for clues on policy tightening as equity markets find themselves at record highs, although the bank is forecast to stand pat. OPEC can't catch a break as China, the world's biggest energy user, is set to see smaller-than-planned crude processing as efforts to cut pollution see some drivers turn to cars running on natural gas. And lastly, China has already begun a trend that we could see soon here in the U.S. with its use of QR codes. Beating out Apple Pay and others, the codes make it even easier for customers and business to go cashless, as China made around $5.5 trillion last year in e-payment transactions. So obviously we see really not much going on. Markets have been trading relatively flat here over the last couple weeks, just kind of waiting on economic data to come out. The European Central Bank and the Bank of Japan have some news to report on Thursday, but we really don't expect anything there. They don't expect to raise rates. The Brexit, again, really nothing going on. So we just kind of wait for earnings season, as it's always kind of say that begins when Alcoa reports, which is today. So we will wait and see some earnings, as that will be your main market movers as we progress into the summer. Other than that, the Pirates with another huge win last night over the Brewers, bringing themselves to only 5 games out of first place in the division as Starling Marte returned. And several teams have started the trade deadline rumors, as the Yankees, White Sox, and Diamondbacks have been making some moves. So the Pirates will have some decisions to make before July 31st on what they want to do with McCutchen and if they want to be buyers or sellers. And just a little disclaimer for employees to be watchful of tired employers or employees yesterday, as the British Open will kick off at 1:30 a.m. this upcoming morning. And that is it for To The Point today on Wednesday, July 19th, and we will see you all tomorrow.